Are you sold out of firewood already? January 21st, 2025, but it does not matter what day of the year it is. I think if you're sold out of firewood right now, and this is one of your primary sources of income, this is not side hustle, fun, hobbies, we're talking, this is your gig, one of your gigs. A big deal. I think if you're sold out of firewood, I think that's a problem. Luckily, there are some solutions to help with this. We're going to talk about, let's do some definitions first. Let's define empathy and sympathy. They are not the same. A lot of people think they're the same. I did when I was younger, but I learned. Sympathy is when you feel sorry for someone, you feel bad for someone, you're sad for them. And empathy is basically the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, feel how they feel, or at least imagine how they feel, in their position. And then let's define firewood customers. Let's put them in two categories because I think they fall into two categories, and the categories are pretty different. Well, they're very different. You have customers who buy firewood because they need it. And you have firewood customers that buy it because they want it. So obviously your need customers are going to be your customers that are primarily heating with wood. That's their primary heating source, or a major heating source for them, and they really can't live without it. They got a family and it's 0 degrees outside, and they need that firewood. They don't have a choice. And then you have your customers who just want it. They're burning for recreational purposes, or cooking, outdoor fire, whatever. So let's just try to give a quick comparison scenario. I see it as the same as let's talk about a grocery store, right? You need groceries. You need food to live. That's a need. You go in the grocery store, there's no food on the shelves. It's empty, completely empty. Middle of summer, there's no COVID, there's no storm outside. It's just a regular day, and you need to eat. Your family's hungry. You go into the grocery store, shelves are bare. You find the manager, or the first person you come to, whoever. Hey, I need some groceries. And they say, we're sorry, we're all sold out. And you're like, what do you mean you're all sold out? Doesn't even make any sense. They say, yep, we're all sold out. You'd be better off buying groceries before you need them, not when you're hungry. You say, okay. Or you have a scenario where, let's say you are having a party, 4th of July, Independence Day in America, United States of America. Having a party, friends coming over, family coming over, have some fun, have some drinks, eat some food. The morning of July 4th or maybe July 3rd, you go to the grocery store and you need 20 hamburgers, ground beef, You go to the back, to the meat department. You know right where to go. You look in the hamburger cooler, empty. And you're thinking, what in the world? You see the butcher back there and you say, hey, excuse me, do you have got any hamburgers? I need some hamburgers. I got regular customer, buy them all the time. It looks empty. He says, yeah. Well, we're sold out. What do you mean you're sold out? We don't have any hamburgers. It's 4th of July. You should have bought them 2 weeks ago. And so now you're irritated a little bit. Maybe you understand, kind of, but you still, you want your hamburgers. Trying to just give some examples here where you can try to think like, how do I feel when I call somebody that sells this product and they don't have it when I need it or want it? It's not enjoyable, especially if you need it. If you want it, it may not be rational to be a little irritated, but hey, that's the way we are. We're irrational sometimes. And so I think that those are some pretty decent examples just to get people thinking how ridiculous it might come across to a potential customer, to a past customer, that you're out of firewood. If that's your thing, if you're selling 4 cords a year, it's not really, unless you want to increase your business and become a full-time kind of, firewood business, then I'm talking to you. But if it's just a few cords, this doesn't really apply if you don't have any intentions of getting, sizable. I think you want to be that person that stands out, that does have firewood. And I think that people post this stuff, I think they're proud of it. Like it's an accomplishment to sell out of your product. I don't think it is. I disagree. I mean, it's good. It's a damn good problem to have in business. That is the number one problem you want to have. You want to have a production problem. You want to have that problem over any other problem in business. But that doesn't mean it's a good problem. You want to be the go-to person for firewood in your area. When they need it, you got it. When they didn't order 2 months ago because they didn't have money, and now they really, 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 really need it, you got it. You're going to come through for them. They know it. They don't even have to think twice. I know Eric will have firewood for me when I call him, no matter if it's January 1st or January 21st and it's 0 degrees, or it's August and it's 100 degrees. He'll have firewood. He's always got firewood. I think you want to be their hero when they're in, time of need. I think I just thought of a business name. Firewood Hero. I think that's a good brandable name. I wonder if the .com is available. I'm going to look. I can't help myself. Let's see. What do you call that? Name cheap. Let's see if, because I don't really need a business name. Originally, I was going to have one, but now I kind of got that covered. What was I saying? Firewoodhero.com. This is something that normally, it's a good brandable name. Firewoodhero.com. $11.28. Wow. If I needed a business name still, I really don't. I'd buy this in a heartbeat, and that would be my Firewood business, and I would brand that thing, and I would be the Firewood hero. You need firewood? I'm your guy. If you want that business name, if you need a business name, you start a business out right now, or soon, or next year, or 2 years from now, who cares? That's a darn good one. I would highly consider that. That is a very brandable name. Easy to remember, short, got the word firewood in it. I mean, you can't go wrong. I may buy it. I don't know. See if somebody beats me to it. $11.28 a year. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so let's talk about, I think that it's your job to solve this. I think it's a problem, number one. And number two, I think that you got to solve it. It's your job. That's your job as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is to, a lot of people say your job is to put out the fires. You got to take care of the problems. You got to fix them. You got to innovate. Get them taken care of. And, I'm probably going to run into this. There's got to be a learning curve to it, right? Balancing balancing supply with demand. We'll just say it that way. So I'm probably going to have to deal with this. I'm going to be in a new area. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to start selling firewood. So I'm going to have to figure that out. How you got to pace it, right? I don't think you just go all out and just sell it as soon as you can, unless you need the money. And that's probably a lot of what controls that is the person selling the firewood needs the money. And so they just sell. There's so much to talk about this, but I'm not going to go too crazy on this video. So how can you alleviate this problem for your business? Well, let's say, if you run out of firewood, that means you, A, need more. Need more firewood. So that might mean either you need more raw materials or you need to actually produce more firewood. You need to do the physical labor to produce it. Or the physical labor to get the raw materials if you're doing that. Okay, so you need more firewood. Get more firewood, right? Is it always that easy? Obviously not. The second way to fix that problem would be need less customers. Need less customers. Basically, you need more wood, or you need less people to buy it. Interesting. So I'm trying to think of some other things here. How do you solve that problem of not having enough firewood? You either have to get more or sell less, right? I don't think there's another way. If you can think of something else, let me know in the comments. So how do if we're going to solve this problem, you could try to fix it with one of those two ways, or a combination of both. How do you solve needing more firewood? Well, you either got to go buy more raw materials, or you got to go get more of your own raw materials, which to me is buying it also. It's nothing free. But, if you're doing the work, you're doing the work. You got to do more work, or you got to buy more logs. That's the hardest way, because you got to spend money or do work, right? You got to spend that money or trade trade your time for that money. So that's the hard way. Need less customers. Well, that sounds weird, doesn't it? When you're talking about a business, what business would want less customers? You want more customers. But we have a problem. We can't handle more customers. So we need to throttle them down. Think about it like a throttling down, right? You're growing, your business is selling. More throttle. Then you reach like a tipping point and you can't handle it. You gotta back. Think about it like a wheelie. Have you ever done a wheelie? Throttle, right? Quick throttle, business growth. Hold it. Maybe give it a little more, hold it, give it a little more. You get to that tipping point, what do? Back down, brake, right? Maybe a brake, same thing, slow down, back off the throttle, let that, let that wheelie come down, let that throttle down. You don't want to tip over. So in business, that would be throttling back your customers. How do you do that? You might not want to do it, but honestly, I think you're better off doing that and being the Firewood hero all year round than just, the being the person that can't handle the orders. You can't handle the workflow, the workload. How do you get less customers? Well, you don't just start pissing people off. You don't want to do that. Which, honestly, that's what telling people you don't have wood does. It can. People are not rational. Doesn't matter what we think, though. Doesn't matter if they're right or wrong or whatever. That's the way people can be, some of them. So how else can you get less customers? Raise your price. You probably knew that was coming. You raise your price, and that's like a throttle, and it will slow down your sale, your sale. It'll slow down your sales. So if you slow down your sales, you can stretch out your product for a longer period of time. Because customers have their own points where they won't buy. Right? I would buy a bundle of firewood for $10. I probably have. We do a lot of, or have done a lot of RV traveling in the past. We've done a lot. We've went through the country twice. And I love having a fire outside at night and having a cold drink. Love it. I've paid $10 for those bundles. But I have my point where I would not do it. Right? If I go there this coming year, we're going to probably do a little bit of traveling like that again. And if I go to a gas station, I want a fire, and I go in a bundle is $15. I'm going to pause. I might still buy it. Okay. Now, if I go down the road next couple days and run out and I need some more for the next campground, and I go find a gas station with some bundles, and it's bundles $20. There's the same stuff I bought the other day just down the road, 50 miles. And it was, what'd I say, $20 or whatever I said. And now I go in this one is $30 a bundle. I don't remember what I said, 15 to 20, whatever, doesn't matter, you get the point. And I go in, it's $30 a bundle. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying it. Now, if I go up to the cashier and say, hey, look, this is, come on, $30? Just got it for $20 down the road. And most likely she's going to say, oh, well, but what if she says, all right, well, we'll do it for $23. She's backing down the price. And that's the reverse effect. All right. Now I'm like, all right, maybe I'll buy it. Everybody has that point, that tipping point. And so you can use price as a throttle for your inventory control, your inventory management. Don't be afraid to do it. Is it like fun? No, it's not going to be fun. But not everything is enjoyable in business and life. It's just the way it goes. So you can use that price as a throttle. And you can do it both ways. Right? You need customers. You might have a lower price. Too many, price goes down or price goes up. You got too many customers. The give and take. Keeping supply and demand, right? Basic economics, basic business stuff, business 101, economics 101, whatever. It's sort of it's a similar concept on pricing. When you have a ton of firewood, maybe you got to offload it so you can start making more and storing more. Well, your price might have to come down to move it. So hopefully that helps. I don't want to get into supply and demand too much. I think that's actually a separate topic. That's not really, I don't want to get into it too much. Just want to point out that I think you should be the person that always has the product that you sell. You should strive to do that. If you're selling out in 3 weeks, you know what I mean? Come on. If you're selling out in 3 months, it's not much different. You want to stretch it out, and you're going to have to use, if you can't get the firewood, right? And of course, you got time to dry it. It's a really crazy industry. I mean, it's weird how it works. I don't think there's any others like it, to be honest. So if getting firewood is not possible, if getting more firewood, I mean, you can buy it from others and resell it maybe. That's easier said than done, right? It can be done. It's easier said than done, though. What if they don't have a good product? You might even be worse off. You go deliver somebody just to get them firewood to please them that way. What if you deliver, you go buy it from somebody else, sight unseen maybe, or whatever, and it's trash. And you go deliver it, and then you ruin your name that way. So you got to be careful. It's a very delicate situation. So the best way to do it is if you can't magically make more good quality firewood appear, then is less people buying it. And the way to do that is to raise your price. Simple as that. I don't want to raise my price in the middle of the season. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't either, but you might have to. You might have to raise it a little bit. You might have to raise it a lot. I don't know. First of all, you got to make sure your price is right. Right? You got to make sure you are correctly pricing it, because if you are not correctly pricing it, one, you got a whole nother problem there. And two, if you're incorrectly priced low, talking about low price, you're going to be the guy selling all your wood first. Because if I go on Facebook Marketplace and I need wood for heating, and I see 2 ads next to each other, your ad and this other guy's ad. I always want to use funny names, but there might be people with those names, so I don't do it. Try not to. and you have the exact same picture, like it's almost like you're selling the same wood, but everything's equal. Everything is equal, but yours is $5 less. I'm getting yours. I'm buying yours. Next guy that comes along, buying yours. Next guy that comes along, buying yours. Next guy that comes along, buying yours until you're sold out. Then whose are they buying? They're buying the other guys for $5 more. But cord, base cord, it doesn't matter what the amount is. So who's actually better off in that scenario? That guy is. Because you don't have any. They've bought yours. Yours is gone. He's getting more money. I think that this is a little contrary to what I've been saying, but again, these are open talks. This is me thinking, discussing with you, with myself, right? Like, it's just me blabbering on, but I'm seriously thinking about these things. I think that, again, it's contrary to what I'm saying. I think there's a business model, totally different business model, though. Maybe this is the Firewood Hero business model. I don't know. Of not selling any wood, refusing to sell wood until January 1st. When everybody needs it. Well, when the demand is up. Demand is up, prices go up. Demand's up, supply's down because everybody else sold out. You're the only guy with firewood. I'm not saying you price gouge. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you can get extra $5, $10, $20 a cord, face cord, whatever, you're making more money selling less wood, which a lot of people talk about on YouTube, right? Sell less, make more, or at least sell less, make the same. Point is, you're getting more bang for your buck. I think there's a whole business model there. Work 3 months out of the year. I mean, you got to produce the wood, but you sell 3 months out of the year. You don't even have to focus on selling the rest of the year. There's no training customers. It's just, you're the guy, you're the hero. Now you got to deal with the other 9 months out of the year, but I don't know. I haven't thought it through that much. But you could be the wholesale guy. You could be the guy that sells it to the other firewood sellers, make friends, network. Doesn't have to be a I'm against you thing. Make friends, network, and say, look, I produce firewood 9 months out of the year. When you're sold out, let me know. I'll bring it to you. That way you're not really, you're wholesaling it. I'm not saying do that. I'm just saying this is how my mind works. And I'm thinking out loud. All right. So I think I got everything covered there. So if you're sold out of firewood, if you sell out of firewood at any time during the year, if you got a small gap there, hey, that's understandable. 1 or 2 weeks. Okay, fine. But if you're out of firewood for 6 months out of the year, 3 months out of the year, 4 months out of the year, I think that you need to address the problem. And I think the best way to do it is by using your price as a throttle. Let me know if anybody, let me know in the comments, actually. I never have said this, I keep forgetting, but let me know in the comments if you like the video, you don't like the video, you like what I'm saying, you don't like what I'm saying, you want me to just cancel my YouTube channel, just close it down. Whatever, I can take it. I'm a man, I'm a grown man, I can handle it. Let me know if you like it or don't like it. Also, I guess I got to get into the subscribe and like thing. I don't really care about all that YouTube nonsense, but it would be nice to know if anybody is, how many people are listening and what they think. So have a great day, everybody.